Hi, it's Larry Gaines, Power Cycle Trading. In this video I wanted to go through the markets a little bit and show you kind of a balanced approach type of trading setup or plan that I'm putting together that I want to kind of incorporate right now. First off, if you look at the broad markets, here's the S&P futures, weekly and daily. You can see it's still in a nice uptrend, holding up on key support levels. You're actually in a squeeze on the daily, so it could trigger to the upside or downside. So that looks positive. And if you look at the NASDAQ, it's very similar. Here's the NASDAQ 100 futures, sitting up at the high end of the range, in a squeeze on the daily, so potentially could trigger to the upside or the downside. The momentum hasn't totally shifted to the upside yet. You can see from cycle 1. Now the thing that's showing divergence that puts caution into my trading is the Russell. So here's the Russell. So here's the Russell 2000 futures, and this is the small cap stocks. You can see it's been a major weekly squeeze, and currently the momentum on my cycle 1, 2 are starting to shift down, starting to break the 50 moving average, also shifting down on the daily. So this is a key divergence from the other NASDAQ and the S&P futures, and this is typically what will happen. The Russell will lead based on interest rates. With the 10-year note and 30-year bonds interest rates starting to go higher, that affects the Russell 2000 first. So based on this kind of divergence, I want to have a balanced approach. I want to look for those stocks that are coiled to go up for longs, and look for stocks that are losing momentum and shift to the downside for shorts. And I want to have kind of a combination of the two based on the best chart setup. So let's look at a few of the stocks, and I'll show you how I find these stocks. So the first thing I do is I use my scanner, my proprietary scanner, looking for volatility type squeeze setups. And so here's my watch list, and all I have to do is I just flip on daily squeeze right here, and it pulls up a list of everything that's in a squeeze based on my model parameters. And then I can go through all these stocks or futures to pick out the ones that I want to look at for potential trade setups. And I'll show you a few that I found. Now the first one for a potential long setup is IBM. We just had monthly expiration, so there's a tendency after you have monthly expiration for various stocks to move in the direction of where they were expiring. So IBM on the weekly, daily, you can see here, broke trend lines back over at 786 retracement, moving to the upside. Cycle indicators look good, both weekly and daily, and we have a squeeze on the weekly and daily time frame. So IBM looks potentially good to the upside. Then we also have another one that came up on the screen was Autodesk. It's had an engulfing candle bar pattern here. You're in a squeeze on the daily, so potential move back to the upside on Autodesk. Two more that picked up on the scanner. Visa. Here's Visa, and you can see it's in a squeeze on the weekly, which is a positive indicator. Cycle indicators are up. So potential for it to break to the upside right at the 618 retracement, also in a squeeze on the daily. Positive momentum indicators there. And then we've got also MasterCard. So weekly squeeze, daily squeeze, potential to the upside. Those are candidates for long trades. Now let me show you candidates for short trades. Now here's Cena, and you can see it's below its major moving averages on the weekly and also on the daily. It's in a weekly squeeze, daily squeeze. Indicators are starting to shift down, so potential for a short there on Cena. And then these are all picked up on my scanner. And then there's Triple D. You can see here it's also, let me move the trend lines, it's also below its moving averages in a squeeze on the weekly and also the daily. Momentum shifting to the downside, potential short, nice short trade set up there. Then we've got Cree. This is one we've been playing short. This is on the weekly. You can see it's in a downtrend here. It had a retracement up, engulfing bar candle. Looks like it's ready to roll back over. And then here's another one, Solar City. So you can see it's starting to shift down on the weekly, below the moving averages. In a squeeze, looks like it's starting to trigger to the downside on the daily. So these are some trades put on your watch list. Hope this helps. Keep with a balanced approach. Talk to you on the next video. Oh, one last thing. I'm going to be having a webinar this Monday night, so join me. All the information and registration links are on this video. It's going to be a webinar on option tools and option income strategies.